So hello, welcome back. I'm still messing with the volume. Am I peaking and stuff? My voice be sounding scratchy and it sounds weird on playback. But anyway, thanks for joining me. This is the Save Rings over here at V Gaming. I appreciate y'all stopping in. Hit me up on the Twitter and on my Steam group at V Gaming. We're up to 99 subs. When we hit that 100 sub, I'm doing a free game giveaway. You probably have a pretty good chance to win. So if you're not subbed, go ahead and do it so we can hit that 100 sub and have the big extravaganza gift game giveaway gift games gift. And we'll be doing that through the Steam group, and also I'll be announcing the winners here on the YouTube channel as well. So as you can clearly see on the screen, I was gonna do a reaction to the Nintendo Direct, but ever since then, so much other stuff has come out. First of all, let me just give you my thoughts and feelings on the Switch 2. Uh, I'm not the biggest Nintendo fan anymore, and that's not to say that I don't enjoy their games, at least not on paper, but I just don't be checking for their games anymore. I don't like how the Zeldas are way too open worldish, which sounds weird because I would have loved it if Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild had come out in like 2005. I would have been all over both of those games. But since then, that whole open world thing has just been so beaten to death. And it's not to say I don't enjoy open world games, but if I played every open world game that they tell me to play, I'd be sick of open world games. And I don't want to be sick of that. I don't want to be sick of Zelda. And it's not to say I'll never go back and play those games. I probably will. But as far as what I'd be checking for, I didn't have a Wii U, so I kind of missed Super Mario Kart 7, and then I had the Switch, but I was never really playing Mario Kart 8 all that much. Now the new Mario Kart on here looks amazing, but I'm just only have to hear about it because I'm not buying one of these things, at least not at first. And that's for several reasons, and we'll get into it. So at heart, I am a Nintendo fan of their stuff, and always have been since the NES. But I can't follow them down this path. I respect the Switch and like what it brought to the table and what it did and what it changed, but I have a theory, and that's really what this video should have been, and maybe I'll do it. But I have a theory that Nintendo came and picked up the game industry after Atari had crashed it, and gaming was kind of dead for about 2.5, almost 3 years, until Nintendo showed up. It feels like Nintendo has lived long enough to become the next Atari. That's all I'll say about that, and you'll find out why as we're watching this video. So as you can see here it is. It's slightly larger than the previous Switch. Here's the Switch 2 Pro controller. The only difference between that and the current one is it's got the C button here, and as you can see, there's the C button. Well, the C button, everybody was speculating what that is. That's your chat and communication button. Pops up the Nintendo version of Discord, and you can communicate with your friends and do all these other things. So better late than never. It's cool to see it finally. That's fine. I don't really have a complaint. People are like, it's about time, Nintendo. I don't really rush Nintendo, okay? They're going to do Nintendo stuff. There's other places to play your games. There's other places to play their games, but you didn't hear that from me. So as you can see, here's the aesthetics. It's whatever. These are magnetic, how the controls click on, and that's kind of problematic to me, but that's also TBD. This might be a redesign. They might have maybe they fixed the Joy-Cons, but this might be the new Joy-Cons, this connection here. So as you can see, it's available $625, but also I guess today, they said they were going to start taking pre-orders on the 9th, the 8th or the 9th, but I guess now they're going to hold off because tariffs and stuff. Okay, that's totally fine. So as you can see here, the base model, $450. Okay, now, on this I'm 50-50 because the first Switch was the system that, even then, it was kind of expensive. For instance, I have a 13-year-old son, and he loves to leave the Switch just laying in the middle of the floor. Now, to be honest, he does that with all of his stuff, all of his toys. But every time I see that Nintendo Switch, and for a minute he had a Steam Deck and he was leaving that. When I see that laying in the middle of the floor, my eyes turn. I see red, like a bull, like a cartoon bull, right? So it's already hard enough to hand off these things to small children. It's the same as having a $1,500 iPhone or whatever in your hand, just knowing if you drop that, you just trashed a $1,500 iPhone. That's why like tablets and stuff are so prevalent and so easily handed off to kids, or phones, because you can have like a little free phone or a $99 phone that'll play their games, and you feel much better about handing off an Amazon Fire tablet with the big rubberized thing around it and the screen protector on it than you would handing off a $450 Switch 2. Now, the other half of that is the dock, and they actually did the right thing. They actually did what I was hoping they would do. The dock has a coprocessor in it. Let's see if that's featured here anywhere. We'll click here. Let's see. Do they get into the... Yeah, it's got a camera. The camera looks like this, y'all. Hang on. This is what I thought. Hang on one sec. When I saw this camera, this is what I thought. This thing is so dusty. Bear with me, though. That's a whole process over here. My setup is kind of good. But when I saw this camera, the Switch camera, this is what I thought. This is the Oculus Rift sensor. See the Oculus Rift sensor? Doesn't it look like that camera? Look at it. It's the same picture. I was like, oh boy. So they got it to the Oculus Rift sensor. That's the little camera that comes with it. Not comes with it. It's sold separately. It's $50. As you'll soon find out, everything is a thing. I'm surprised they came up with that before they even talk about the dock. Bigger screen. It's a high res thing. We haven't seen what the actual specs of it are yet. Why is this running so chunky? We haven't seen what the actual specs of it yet. The dock will support... It's got its own coprocessor in it, the dock. So it's for like DLS super sampling and stuff like that. And it'll up-res the output of this to 4K onto your TV, which is perfect. It's also got an extra cooling fan in there to keep this cool as it's running hotter and has higher wattage in docked mode. So the thing with this is... So we're looking at $450. It's $500 for the Mario Kart bundle. And the Mario Kart game does look pretty sick. It's an open world, up to 24 racers Mario Kart game, which looks sick. The downside, mild fantasy violence. The downside, their website's getting... Well, look at that. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, it's open world and stuff with all kind of crap in between. Hang on. We're going to keep on scrolling. Some of the races you get a running start. It's got a mode like outrun where you got to like run race for stretches, and look at that. Are y'all seeing this? $79.99 $89.99 for the physical edition. Oh, and the physical edition of the Mario Kart. You know what? You guys have seen this covered everywhere else. I'll just leave the little bubbles. I'll give a little bullet points, and then I'll get into what I think about all this. So $80 for the digital version, $80 for a digital game. It's going to be $90 for the physical edition, and the physical edition, the cart doesn't actually have the game on it. It's basically a key, so you put that in the cartridge slot, and it lets you download the game onto your Switch 2. The other game that's like that is the Donkey Kong game, which looks pretty cool. It's $10 cheaper. And there's also a spiritual successor to Bloodborne on this thing. So we'll never get Bloodborne or anything close to it on any system that anyone actually really wants to play. Because the first Bloodborne, here's a Donkey Kong game. Donkey Kong Bonanza. This actually looks really good. And then here we'll look at some of the other games. Metroid Prime Beyond, that looked kind of whack. And also they'll be charging an upgrade for your Switch games to get the upgraded versions here on this. The whole thing is wacky. The whole thing is classic Nintendo. I wouldn't be getting this anyway because I know they're going to come out with an OLED version, and I don't really know if I'd play it all that much to be worth a couple $100 investment. I would probably most definitely play it more than I play my PlayStation 5. Maybe I would sell my PlayStation 5 and put it toward that, but I ain't got the money for this. And even if I did, I would hold off because I know they're going to come out with an OLED version anyway. And I already have a Steam Deck, and I already have a WinMax GPD too. Yeah, there's a slew of other games. Cyberpunk 2077, Hades 2, what else did I see? Assassin's Creed Shadows, FC Club, Madden. So there's going to be a click of games on here. I also think that's funny how there's games already on here. Borderlands 4. I already think that's funny how there's going to be games on here already and they're good to go and no complaints and nobody saying anything. But this whole time the Series S has been the bottleneck. So which is it? Which is it? So I just wanted to touch base. So I was gonna do a full on reaction to the Nintendo Direct, but so much other stuff's popped up in the meantime. Oh yeah, and it's gonna be region free except for the Japanese version. The only one that's gonna be region locked is the one that they sell in Japan. That one's gonna be $333, but for everywhere else it's gonna be $450. And the only difference is the one sold in Japan will only let you, it'll probably play the games, but you won't be able to understand anything. It'll all be in Japanese, and it won't let you switch it from Japanese. Whereas the other ones will let you switch it to whatever language you want, including Japanese. I'd be interested to see if people are going to import it to Japan, the other version to Japan, if that's at all possible. But we'll see. Or buy it overseas and then bring it back with them. But yeah, it's all very interesting, and I think Nintendo trying to normalize the price of these games. I think it's gonna open the door. GTA 6 is for sure gonna cost $100 now, man. It's for sure gonna cost $100 now, and I think it's the whole industry's been sliding down this slippery slope. It's been building and building and building and building and building, and now they're starting to push it, like really push it, and then now Nintendo's like $80-$90 games, and then GTA 6 at the end of the year is gonna be $100 games. Right as the tariffs and everything kick in, massive layoffs are happening, all kind of stuff going on. So I'm wondering, is Nintendo the new Atari? In some ways, no, because they have all these IPs that they could fall back on and they could always do something with it. Atari didn't really have their own like in-house brand. They had, by that point, they had already lost their superstar developers who had gone on to form Activision. And it was the ET brand that crashed them, the licensing, and they overproduced the cartridge and had too much inventory that they were sitting on, and they basically blew all their money printing cartridges that no one bought. You guys know E.T.? This little game called E.T. on the Atari 2600. This one. Yeah, E.T. on the Atari 2600. This game. Little piece of gaming history there. Are we coming full circle? Is this Mario Kart World game the next ET? No, it's not. It's not. It's gonna sell, but we'll see how all this pans out. It's making the Xbox proposition look really good. It's just reinforcing the fact that this little jobby here and this. And this isn't a flex. I'm just, when I had some loot a couple years ago, I made sure I stocked up. This little jobby here, those are the best two deals in gaming right now. And this Switch 2 just reinforced that. That's all I'm going to say about that. So until further notice, until we actually get the tech specs on it, all I've heard is it's got some NVIDIA stuff in it with some tensor cores, and it supports AI upscaling and HDR and blah, blah, blah. But that's about it. As more news comes in, I'll maybe do some more videos on this or not. We'll see. Thank you guys for showing up. Thanks for listening. Nintendo, I think, has lost their damn minds, and I think they're going to drag stuff down with it. But we'll see. We'll see. But keep an eye on this and keep an eye on GTA 6 for sure. Those are going to be the bell cows of where this industry is headed to in the next year or so. It's gonna, when it changes, it's going to change real quick. So we'll see, because that's how it was in '83. Everything was bopping along, and then suddenly it wasn't. Pretty much overnight, consoles were dead. So we'll see. All right. Peace out, you guys.